Greetings to you all. I am your host. No one, because I don't have a name. Well, I do. I've never given my character a name. I don't know, Melville, Pembroke, Dale, Josh, whatever you want to call me. That is me. And today we are doing a review of the LazyTown British dub. Now, don't click away. That's uncalled for. British Pixel does not approve. However, I will acknowledge the British dub has been somewhat maligned among the LazyTown community for many years. Saying that the voices are bad, the voices don't fit the character. You know what? I've had it. I'm gonna prove to you all that it's all lies. It's all propaganda. It's all fake news. Fake news trying to ruin British Pixel's chances of becoming our first mango head president. What is his hair even? It's just rather distracting. But anyway, I digress. You might be saying, "Oh, what? You saying? I thought you said you wouldn't be doing any of that Ruddy, any of that Ruddy LazyTown memes on your channel." It's not a. I'm telling you, it's not a LazyTown meme. It's just a LazyTown review thing. Yeah, that's what it is. Call it a review. Let's make this sound like a serious thing. Let's be fair, it's not a serious thing. It's just me talking about an often maligned dub of a children's TV show that isn't even on the air anymore, except in reruns. I need help, but nevertheless, we press on. So yes, to start off, who are we gonna start with? I don't know. Well, firstly, Stephanie Sporticus, Robbie, Milford, and Bessie. They're all good, because for some reason, I don't know, that's the only part I don't really agree with about the British dub. They decided not to dub the adults and certain other characters. It's incomprehensible to me. I don't know why they did it. I really don't. If you're gonna dub people, just dub them all. That's how it works. You don't see an anime. Not that I like anime, I hardly ever watch it, but that's besides the point. You don't see an anime where they decide, "Hello, we're gonna make an English dub of this anime. Let's put about half the characters, just dub them in English, and then the other half, fuck it, we don't. Who cares? No one, none of us. We'll just leave them in Japanese." You don't do that. If you're gonna dub something, you make a commitment. Dubbing is a commitment, just like marriage. I wish I was dead at this point. But anyway, who are we going to start with? Well, how about we start with the one no one really talks about, British Trixie. I mean, first 2 seasons, she's okay. She's like literally voiced by the exact same person, so it's really not that big a difference. Yeah. Season 3 and 4, she's a bit like, if you know what I mean. You probably don't know what I mean. I don't even know what I mean. That's how batshit crazy I am. I should just stop. But yeah, Trixie is yeah. I don't know what else to say about her. I mean, the performance in Friends is It's not bad, but it's I don't know. What else can I really say? I don't know what I can say. So I'm just gonna stop talking about Trixie and move on to Stingy. Now, stingy. As much as I do like the American, stingy. I'm gonna say it. The British stingy actually fits how I would actually imagine the character of Stingy to sound like. He strikes me as the archetypal rich British kid. He's got a rich father. He's got his own little car. I don't know many British kids that do that. But look, we're going to use it for the sake of the analogy, okay? It works because it works. Don't question it. Okay, right. Yeah, he's got a love of money and pretty much everything. He's really, I mean, he should have been voiced British posh, stuck up all the time. I mean, imagine if there was. I mean, what would it be like if they just kept him as a British person in the original? Oh, come on, that would be a million times better. It fits the character so much more, which is probably a set of words you'll be hearing me say a lot in this review. Nevertheless, we must press on, continue with our review, and we will move on to the greatest of all the British dubs, of all the characters to be dubbed in the British version. And that is, of course, one, the only. Well, not really. There's two of them, but they're both beautiful. Well, one more than the other. But we'll get on to that. You've been staring at them the entire video. It's, of course, British Pixel and British Ziggy. Now, I'm going to say it. You might shoot me. British Pixel is quite honestly a work of genius. I have already expounded upon this in the annals of Special Agent Dale Cooper's Discord messages volume fuck off. I believe Pixel to have a mild case of Asperger's syndrome. And I mean, everything fits. His love of computers, his lack of understanding of other people, his developed special interests. It's all special interests in computers, of course. It's all there. But one thing that isn't there in the original American dub is the common, unusual prosody of children with Asperger's. Now, some might say that the British dub of Pixel is ear-bleedingly bad and has random moans and shit. It's part of the portrayal of British Pixel's inner turmoil, as with his constant struggle with Asperger's. Through his day-to-day life, he must overcome it, and that his urges to go, I'll pile on that. No, that's, we're not doing that. But yeah. I mean, to be fair though, I don't entirely mean all that, but I do think it might have been unintentional, but it fits with my theory. So God help me if I'm gonna just not appropriate what the creator of the show did and say he always meant it. Nah, but seriously, I have no clue if Magnus intended this to be the way people perceive Pixel, but it sure fits, okay. Now, we come to the part that just kind of, I mean, really, that's the only way I can describe it. It is the part that just kind of, British Ziggy. Now, I also firmly stand by my belief that British Ziggy may also have a case of Asperger's. Milder, maybe, but is is especially interested in superheroes and candy. He's loud and obnoxious and doesn't... Well, sometimes he's loud and obnoxious to other people's sensibilities and doesn't take hints very well that people aren't interested in what he's talking about. But, you see, the problem with the American dub... Well, no, there's not. Here's where the issue comes in. The British dub. I love the British dub. It perfectly captures his enthusiasm of his enthusiasm in superheroes and all that. But it fails to capture his sometimes obnoxious qualities. The British Z, when he's doing his little rant things about candy or whatever the hell, he takes breaths, right? That doesn't entirely fit. I don't know, with his characterization of being obnoxious. It doesn't sound right when he does the rants. The American Ziggy, it sounds right. It sounds somewhat obnoxious. I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, he doesn't stop. You know, I'm sure you understand what I'm trying to say. That the voice acting for the British dub doesn't entirely convey the particular quality of Ziggy's rants, that being that they can sometimes be obnoxious to other people, which again is often a feature of Asperger's syndrome, but we won't drone on about that. But here's the thing, I'm torn, because one dub captures one side of Ziggy's personality perfectly, the other captures the other side of it perfectly. But there should be an in-between. Ideally, there should be, because otherwise you haven't captured both of the core qualities that make up Ziggy. And I'm not saying Ziggy isn't a complex character, but his core qualities, there are two, and one captures one of them perfectly in my eyes, and the other captures the other one. None of them capture both perfectly. That's the issue I have with Ziggy. Not just British Ziggy, but American Ziggy as well. There are issues with both of them. It's kind of like Spider-Man until, what's-its-face, Tom Holland came along. I'm not going to say that Spider-Man Homecoming was a masterpiece. I'm not going to say any Marvel film was a masterpiece. They're just fun little movies. That's a video for another time, though. But, see, before Tom Holland, we had Tobey Maguire and we had Andrew Garfield in terms of movie Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire perfectly captured the geeky side of him. Andrew Garfield captured the cool, like, kind of cocky side of Peter Parker / Spider-Man. And until Tom Holland, there was really no in-between. And while Spider-Man eventually got that in-between, Ziggy probably never will, because the show has been off the air for over 3 years now, and it doesn't look like it's coming back. But it's a shame, because over all those seasons, they never quite hit the balance with Ziggy. And that's a shame to me, because I think he is my favorite character. Adorable, fun-loving, goofball, all that. That is Ziggy. But none of it captures all of it perfectly. And it's such a darn shame. I guess we'll never have the perfect Ziggy dub. Some things in this life never happen. But we can still live in hope. But one day, maybe one day, we will have a good Ziggy dub. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening to my incredibly unfocused review. Hope you liked it. If you didn't, feel free to comment about it and think You think you're incredibly important, when really I won't read a single word of it because it's just garbage. But if you did like it, I don't know, leave a nice comment maybe. Nah, it's the internet. That never happens. What are you talking about? Nice comments? Are you insane? Get off. Speaking of getting off, I'm going to get off the internet right now. Well, not get off the internet, you know. I'm going to pretend to get off the internet. I'm going to stop this broadcast, which isn't even a broadcast. It's, of course, a pre-recorded thing, but you knew that. Unless you didn't, in which case you're kind of silly. But you know what I mean. Goodbye. Yeah, all that. Yeah, sentimental stuff. Yeah, great. Boom. Yeah, woo.